Hi, Virgo. This is your homework family reading for September. Let me hit the bell. Okay, yeah, we're doing pretty good. All right, Virgos, you guys are going through some major transformational energies, and it really makes sense on a bigger way than normal. Before I get any further, though, I want to say this for a homework family reading for all Virgo signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And I'm trying to make changes. So I'm trying to speed this up for the month, for September. Because after that, when I do the next month, I'm going to be trying to do 2 videos. And I'm trying to get it all on, but I got a new phone and do everything off my phone. So I'm hoping that I don't have to turn this into 2 videos. But I'm still trying to work out this new phone and figure out how it works. You know how that goes. Anyway, I want to start doing 2 videos every month. It's not going to be for the first half and the second half of the month. It's going to be for the month. But I want to do astrology and I want to do tarot. So I'm going to be hitting it in 2 separate ways for the whole month. And then you can decide what's best for you. And hopefully they can make the videos smaller and easier and quicker for you, for your convenience. And that's pretty much where I'm being told that I need to go from Spirit to make it easier on you. With that being said, here we go. Spirit gives me wings. But I'm seeing all different kinds of wings. I'm not just seeing like angel wings or like bird wings. I'm being given all different kinds of wings. But they finish it by bringing me a dragonfly. A green dragonfly, and I'm going to explain that in a second. At the end, which means this is major transformations that are happening, growth and changes within the actual transformation and how that transformation changes, because the green dragonfly shows me that we're talking about growth within transformation itself. Now, Virgos, you guys are detail oriented. You're the organizer, you're the troubleshooter. But what most people aren't telling you when they do astrology and so forth is the Regulus star moved into your sign a few years back, but we're just now getting to the position where this Regulus star is really starting to bring energy to Virgo. And it's going to be that way for the rest of your life and your children and your children and your children's life. So ultimately, it's changing how Virgo itself sees, organizes, and deals with the details. The Regulus star just moved out of Leo and moved into Virgo. Now, you got to understand something. It takes it like 540 years to travel through a sign. The Regulus star is the very heart of the lion. And this is why that transformation, organization, troubleshooting, diet, health, service is taking its level of change in Virgo, because its idea of what service is shifting to a more soulful point of view. And within that, you're growing and maturing and tweaking how service is. So it's changing that in general for you. I'm being told this is divine fire of transformation that is coming into the Virgo sign, and it will remain with it forever. You have to understand, it's still only at 0 degrees Virgo, and it won't even move to 1 degree Virgo for 77 years. So seriously, this is the energy coming in that's, taking a big shift and going, okay, this is like the lion's heart, as the lion has handed that scepter over to Virgo and gone, now start doing what it is that you do, because it's no longer my time to do it. So this is taking that whole detail-oriented troubleshooting, lie detector, all of that I call Virgo, in a whole new depth. And the more you're honest with that depth, the easier all of the rest of your life is going to be. It's that simple, because this is all going to be shifting into service, and you need to understand service from that Leo point of view, because you now have the lion's heart inside of you. So it is bringing a new level of compassion to that transformation that you're not necessarily used to. Now, with that being said, Spirit is giving me Spirit is giving me some Hebrew for you all. They are giving me, first they sent me to Arabic and then back to Hebrew. I don't know why, that's just the way the shit works. But first they gave me the mem. The meme or the mem. And they do have a little bit of a different meaning when it's Arabic into Hebrew, but they do come together. Still, for one, the mem or the mem in Arabic is the king. It also speaks to you of source. In Hebrew, it speaks to you of water. Understanding the higher and the lower waters. Then I am being given, and the fish, which is us, we swim in the higher and the lower waters. Okay? So the source energy is around us all the time. Are we rising to be that king? That's why I gave you Regulus, because this is where it's starting to shift for you, and you're definitely starting to feel it. And that's going higher into a new level of source energy and what Virgo is and what you will always be from here on out. Then they are giving me the Lambd, which talks to us of the teacher who is also still learning. It is also abstraction. And Lambd is also the staff. So it's the very staff that the teacher holds, as the teacher also is becoming the staff. Okay? Then we are being given the calf, or half, I can never pronounce it, which is the hand, the palm of God. Let me go back. It speaks to us directly, these energies coming together of the very beginning of the end. Not the beginning of the end. It's the beginning and the end. The end of one thing and the beginning of another. And like I said, Regulus is now starting to take its energy with... It just couldn't give its energy the way that it's going to start before, because the other planets weren't in their... hadn't made it to where they're making it and starting to actually amplify that energy on Virgo. And you guys are definitely going to be feeling these changes. And as long as you are going soulfully into, that part of who and what you are that's of service and finding your way and finding your truth, then this isn't going to be so hard. It's for those of you who are still having so many problems figuring that out. This is where you're going to have more problems, because it's pushing on you to figure it out. The calf, it's K-A-F. I can never pronounce it right. Also is the very palm of the hand, like the outside of the palm. It speaks to you of the stretching out, to hand the hand out for service, to be able to give your hand for help, to help somebody cross the street, help them cross the pond, give their hand, let me help you. This is coming from a compassionate, like I said, the lion heart is now inside of you and will be there for now on. So this is also why that transformational emotional change is starting to shift within you and is bringing itself to your attention. Spirit is saying you're definitely going to have some situations that you're going to be acknowledging with large groups and the community within those large groups. Are they supporting your hopes, dreams, goals, ambitions? You're going to be acknowledging that. Hidden parts of yourself is going to be acknowledging people, places, and things within these groups that are working for you or against you, the responsibility you have to your own honor, your own reputation, and what you want to create in your life by acknowledging the authority you give to others. I'm also being told you're going to be paying attention to the rules within the very community. And are those rules fair? As your subconscious is starting to rise. Because your higher education is coming forward. And it'll be making you make decisions in business. And if I'm having trouble talking, this is also because some of you aren't speaking your truth. Some of you are going to be having some problems with your throat chakra and that heart chakra. It's actually coming out of karmic lessons that's kept you from speaking your mind. You're getting past some of that. Anything else? You're going to be realizing new different levels or depths within your own identity, your very own image. As you start to also reconnect with what your true pursuit of pleasure is. Which will ultimately lead you into reincarnation of yourself, like the phoenix. This may not all come just this month, but this is what I'm being given to give to you for September. Now, before I hit the astrology, September, I use my phone. So before I hit my other phone to see what's in the astrology, I'm going to give you what is going on. Up until from like now, or a few days before the end of August, more or less. So up until, I think it's September 7th, Othala is in astrology. It's actually written in the astrology. And this speaks to you of starting to realize really the depths of sacred space and what is sacred to you and your own personal sacred space. So you're going to be acknowledging it by things that are tweaking where it's not fitting. Okay, and I'll explain that in a second. Up until approximately the 7th. However, where I said those things that aren't fitting is a T-square, and that's going to last all month. Just the part that makes it Othala is going to dip away come the 7th of September. I will look at the astrology in just a second. You have the full moon, which is taking place on the 14th. And it's actually in Aries, but I keep calling it the void, of course, from Pisces to Aries, because the day before and the day of that full moon, on the 14th, it's technically in Pisces until midday when it shifts into Aries. So you are definitely feeling universally that 12th house. And then going into the universal first house, meaning the end of one era, the end of one thing, the end of a situation, the healing of something that brings something new forward. So it's changing from the end of something to the beginning. I'm going to go in this way. More or less. Now that is how it is anyway. It's normally on that 12th house and the first house, Pisces and Aries. For you directly though, this puts that full moon in the 7th and 8th house. What was I just saying? Spirit was saying it's going to be issues dealing with that outer community, the relationships, and what are some of these rules. I was just being told also that some has to do with growth within the corporate world for you. Some of it is death within the corporate world, and I do see death within the corporate world more of leaving a situation. But they're saying for some of you, it's also a regeneration. It's finding a new birthing within it for some of you. But this is by setting the proper roles within these relationships. These partnerships, marriage, business, contracts. But relationships are anything you care about, from your home, your love, your loved ones, your family, to, like I said, that outer community. It even has to do with money. When you have no money, you know about your relationship with that lack of money. So we're looking at things taking that shift, and Spirit saying the responsibilities to the rules, are they fair? You also are going to have on the 14th, like I said, these are things that are going to be brought up and brought to your attention come that full moon energy. But on the full moon, which is the 14th on Sunday, that very same day, you have Mercury and Venus moving into Libra for you. This is your universal second house, speaking to your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. What in the world do you value? Because what you value starts to speak to you about what's sacred. Okay? This is where you find those hidden talents, those hidden truths of your self-worth, your self-value, and self-esteem. But when you start tapping into that, that's also how that Venus energy that rules that second house starts to bring financial success to you, because you're tapping into what you're supposed to do in the sense of what brings you worth, value, support. And for you, that's Libra, which is also going to be showing you where it's out of balance. Because anytime Libra shows up, it's about creating justice, because you need to find harmony and balance. And you're talking about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem that works for you, not against you, getting to the true depths of that. So you're going to be seeing parts of yourself that you're lying to yourself about, and what you need to do to make changes so that you're not lying to yourself about that, so you can actually step into your power. That is a very positive thing. With Venus being there and Mercury, that's going to bring that communication to you. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your higher self. And then on the 18th, you have Saturn, which is going direct. Up until the 18th, everybody's kind of feeling like this, because Saturn is going, would you please explain to me what is sacred to you so that I can know after I go to direct what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing, so that I can start setting the proper rules, walls, boundaries, and move forward. And for you, I lost it. Give me a second. For you, this is speaking of that fifth house. This is going to be speaking to you of that very pursuit of pleasure that Spirit was speaking to you about. But they're saying, are you communicating your pursuit of pleasure? How are you finding enjoyment in life? Getting past your organizational skills, getting past that organized, lie detector, anal retentive, or detail-oriented self. What do you enjoy? And are you putting time and effort into what you enjoy? And is it working for you? And are you expressing it? Are you having that proper communication with the world about what it is you're enjoying or you're not enjoying? Is what Spirit is asking me to ask you. Because once it goes direct on the 18th, it can start actually figuring out how to bring you that joy and that pleasure. But you have to first express and figure it out what it is you want. So when it goes direct, Saturn's rules, walls, and boundaries can start shifting to make that happen. On the 23rd, you have the sun moving into Libra, and on the 28th, you have the new moon in Libra, coming right back to your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. So it sounds like pretty much you're starting out with organizing the soul, the truth, the value, the self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, so that you can start organizing outwardly exactly where you want this all to shift and go. But you are going to have a T-square that's going to be causing you issues the whole month. You're going to have two of them. One is all month long. The second one is just for the second part of the month. The first one is Lilith and Neptune is questioning Jupiter and Ceres, which is then questioning everything in Virgo, because everybody is looking at you right now as far as the signs and the planets and everything in astrology is looking right at you for going, what is it we want? Well, how are we going to organize all of this? So your seventh house is not getting along with your fourth house, which is not getting along with your first house. Your fourth house is asking your first house, where is your inner emotional security, and where does it stand, and what do I need to do to help you find that inner emotional security? What is the true self and the true roots of you? And where are we healing the karmic mistakes or lessons by acknowledging who we truly are? There's pieces of yourself that you don't want to acknowledge, so you're going to have problems with that. And then, are you expressing that communication to the outer community? Or at least figuring out how you want to express yourself in truth on all levels to that outer community, because that's bringing it to the growth within the relationships. And is there growth within the relationships? Is there spiritual truth, ethics, and morals, is what Spirit is saying. Listen to your higher mind, your higher wisdom, because that can definitely bring a transformational healing to you as you do that throughout the month. Also, you have Pluto, which is going to go direct on October 3rd, and Mars will finally move into Libra, your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, taking action more in October. Definitely putting a whole new transformation on what you're prepping for in September. But Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration, backing up that energy in Saturn. And that's your 5th house, asking you what your pleasure is. What do you enjoy, and how are you going to get there? It's saying you only have until October, 3rd? October 3rd to figure out how you want to reincarnate yourself. I knew this deck was going to come out. What does Virgo need to hear? Virgo says, first, the cards say, first off, this is my own personal deck I created for me. For what a little bit of all of them mixed is what I created. And every once in a while, it comes forward. This one is asking you to get right with your 9th house. This is your higher self. Your higher self also has, let me see. Your higher self is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is Taurus right now. Taurus is in retrograde. Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, which is also asking you about your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem in retrograde. So we're getting to the depths of parts of your hidden self. And are you going to figure out that truth? Your independence, your individuality. Are you going to bring the freedom up out of you? Are you going to believe in you? This is your higher self speaking. Your higher self is saying, I need you to listen to what I'm trying to tell you so that we can make our life the way you really want it to be. Don't get tripped up on ego right now. Listen to the soul self. Listen to the intuition. Listen to your gut feelings and trust in the higher self that it's going to take you where you need to go. Because Uranus is in retrograde. It is definitely only talking to you about where you need to figure it out. 11th house is the community. Do you have the right people in your life that are supporting your ethics? Not your ethics. Your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your ambitions. Are the right people there? Do you have your soul tribe, or do you have a cage? What else does Virgo need to know for September? You need to be receptive. You're being given feminine energy. This is get in touch with the feminine energy of yourself. Be receptive to the inner emotional waters. There's that mem that's coming in Hebrew and Arabic. This is the emotional waters, your true source energy from within yourself. Are you receptive to it? Are you listening to it? Are you allowing it to make you magnetic and be absolutely all and who and what you are? It needs to flow through you. You need to trust in it and believe in it. There may be a major shifting going on that may not finish fully taking place for a little while. You do have a lot of energy that's coming in. You have a lot of energy that's coming in, and you do have an eclipse coming up in January. So this may be prepping you to get on the right track, and you may not fully see all of it until, the ending of the year or coming into the beginning of the next year. But it's all about being on the right track. They're asking you to be the daredevil. Trust in yourself. Go with the flow. Try the new things. Tempt fate. Take the risk. This is stop being such an anal retentive organizer. Sometimes you gotta let a little bit of shit go. You can't always be the one in control if you're allowing source and soul to try to teach you the lesson, because that's ego standing in the way of getting the lesson. You're being given iron. Again, we're going back to Hebrew. This is why I pulled the cards. I knew when Hebrew was showing up, but it was time for you. This is see, watch, know. See, watch, learn, and know. Iron speaks to the divine providence of the sight of the very consciousness. It speaks to you of the searching eye, looking for the higher waters. It speaks to you of the foundation of wisdom from both above and below. Above and below. You are what you bring down, and you are what you send up. Which one are you? Are you creating new rules, walls, and boundaries and setting a new proper foundation that will support you as you move forward? They just keep taking you forward. Because Capricorn for me speaks to you of setting the foundation that lasts lifetimes. Are you setting it properly? You have Saturn there about to go direct on the 18th, asking you, have you gotten right with what's sacred? Then you have the sun. You can't really see it, but it says the sun. This is telling you to believe in what you want, believe in the light, believe in the hope, believe in the new day, the new dawn, the new tomorrow. This is also telling you it is your core, your illumination, your true self, the executive director taking control. Let that higher self lead you, because you now have, in your universal first sign, you now have Regulus starting to illuminate the heart of the lion. Zion. Cut away what is not nourishing you. Zion is Hebrew again. Where'd it go? Cut away what is not nourishing you and what is keeping your crown energy from being active, keeping you from rising. If it is not nourishing you and supporting you in all healthy ways, it's time for you to be done with it. You want the returning light. You want to make sure that the waters, the fish is swimming in the higher waters. You're rising to your next level of consciousness. This is that soul energy, finding the sacredness within the very light that moves you where you want to go. This is your warning. Do not hold on to the spoiled, rotten fruit. The rotted, twisted fabric, which is like the twisted, dark, wicked one. The twisted, dark sight. This is ego. If you allow ego to have to control every single thing, then you're not going to take the chances you're meant to take. You're not going to trust soul. You're not going to move in the direction you want to, because you're going to be too anal detail oriented, and you'll actually get in your own way. This is saying don't let that ego screw you up. It's all about trusting in that crown energy. It's all about the Zion, cutting away what is not nourishing you. Well, the ego is what's not going to be nourishing you. If you are allowing that ego to make you think it has to be a certain way because you have to be detail-oriented, you have to follow that routine perfectly, you're going to find out this is a time of transformation. Virgo, you're about to find there's new routines that you're about to be taught. Are you willing to take the chance to learn a new healthier routine that will be so much better for you? Because then they bring me back to that fourth house, which is your inner emotional security. The only thing that will get in the way of you going and receiving what you want is you. Is what they're giving me. And not allowing that crown energy and that third eye to communicate, because what they did was just picked up my third eye and my crown, literally put it back down and then pushed me back. So they're saying if you aren't allowing that higher self, that higher energy to communicate, it's going to actually go against you. This is the one. Oh, I'm not one. This would be the Ace of Cups. This is my Egyptian deck. the Ace of Cups. But here is not a brand new beginning. This is not the Holy Grail. This is emotions and moods in this one. Are you allowing that ego to set you from having the Holy Grail? Or are you never going to fill that cup? That's what this deck is asking you. What are you going to fill that cup with? They are asking you to be your own sage of your own life. This is the sage. This is asking you to understand, and you're Virgo, so you know detail-oriented, you know things have to be a certain way. Yes, this is saying there comes time with prudence gives you wisdom. Prudence, time, and wisdom. Slow down, do it right. You know how to do this. But listen to the true depths of what's being shown to you so you can find the new directions, because it's a new direction of the very will. It's a new guide within the action. It is the sage from within telling you how to do it better. Because this will bring you justice. This will bring you justice. It will bring you balance. So things will start to come your way and go exactly the way you want them to. This is a very good reading. Anything else for Virgo? I'm getting both of them. This is the Seven of Cups. This is a successful change as you start to move forward, because then you are being given the Ace of Coins, speaking of being able to make the breakthrough by doing that hard work and finding the independence you've always wanted. This is just going to be a month